Lunsford's definitely the most genetically gifted guy, in my opinion, meaning like he has the best all-down structure, but we've just seen him miss it slightly.
If he comes in again and finds himself in a second or third place spot, what do you say to somebody like Derek? Because like you said, genetically speaking, look, nobody's going to argue that he's at the top of that 212 division with Flex Lewis gone. And of course, you know, very high expectations when he came in 2017. He had just turned pro, you know, 2 months before, won his pro debut, qualified for the Olympia, top 5, you know, and then the next year places second to Flex. You know, and then you have a wide open 212 last year, and a lot of people thought that he was going to walk away. I mean, if we have another year, his 4th year, without taking home that title, what sort of advice do you give to Derek beyond just, hey man, you got to be leaner?
He's going to win it. You know, there's going to be a time he will win the Mr. Olympia. There's no question. He's young. You know, we all want to win it a little earlier than sometimes it happens, but he will win it just on his shape alone. That's where, I mean, where his condition can be a little off, he's still beating guys that are in better condition because his shape is so incredible. So he's just going to find the right formula, and maybe, you know, let's just see. I never want to say, you know, I never want to talk negative like it's not going to happen. Hopefully he hits it right. If he hits it right, man, he wins this show just based on what the body is. But from what I've seen with Kamal, he's in the driver's seat to win number 2.
It's hard to go off of just progress pictures, but when you talk to the people around Derek, when you see his progress pictures, his conditioning, honestly, when he's sitting around 225, 230, from what we've seen, looks equal to where he's been able to bring it on the stage. I mean, do you think at some point Derek makes a move to the Open?
It really comes down to, I don't know what his whole strategy is. I mean, he could do similar to Flex Lewis, where he could just dominate that class for a certain time. I don't know if he's really struggling to make that weight, but all these guys can go. I mean, you've seen, we talk about the men's physique guys moving to classic. I mean, look at Peterson moving into 212. I mean, people would say he's way too tall for 212, and he's still doing it. So it really comes down to what the structure is, and you know, if it's his choice, if he says, okay, I'm not as challenged in this division, I need to move to a different one. That's usually the sense. I mean, usually if a guy's maxed out, just like Flex said, you know what, I've done everything I could do in this. It's harder for me to get the weight at that amount of muscle that I carry. I'm going to move up to the open division. I mean, but Flex chose to do it he won 7 years in a row, right? So he didn't make that move in the middle because obviously he was challenged every year and he felt that was enough. And now he's just going to go all out and you know, next year try the Open. So I don't know. It's tough to say. I'd have to ask him and sit down and really kind of pick his brain a little bit.